I love you, Gary. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, please welcome to the stage as loud as you can, my best friend, Gary O'Sullivan!
Started doing Tai Chi. Why? Because I'm a parent. I help create two precious little miracles. Sure, I get fuck all sleep, I'm financially ruined, and I've lost my entire sense of self. But apart from that, it's an amazing journey. Who else demands your presence in the smallest room of the house simply to watch them do a shit? I insist on an open door conversation while you're doing a shit. Kids do. Who else lives by the motto, sure, I made this fucking mess, but be fucked if I'm cleaning it up? Kids do. Who else believes that only 50% of the food on their spoon, their fork, or in their grubby little fingers actually has to go inside their mouth? The rest of it, who gives a fuck? Kids do. Fucking journey, alright. So, in an effort to help those who are considering going on the parenting journey, I've started writing an awareness campaign. This is what I've got so far. Are you physically spent, financially crippled and mentally crushed? Are you exhausted, nauseous, and just basically dead inside? Has it been like that for a while? Could it be cancer, HIV, or a raft of mental illness? Could be, but most likely you're a parent with young children. Kids, they don't complete you, they deplete you. So I started doing Tai Chi, helped me on my parenting journey. It's the ancient art of movement, connecting mind, body and spirit, and catching microphones to achieve inner peace. And I've noticed that young people are doing Tai Chi too now. It's great, it's so good, they're so ready, they're so prepared. Tai Chi, the modern art connecting millennial device and phone signal through movement to achieve inner peace. Thank you. Thank you very much for coming. My name's Gary O'Sullivan. Thank you very much. So good to be here. This is my show called The Stupid Will Kill Us, and I hope to share with you a couple of stories that may go some way to proving that this is the case. You know, the first story I'm going to tell you is about me, because sometimes I'm the stupid one. Yeah, I was up in an airport waiting lounge a little while ago, and I heard a little girl having a conversation with her mother, and she said, "Mum, what's that woman wearing?" Because that's how little kids have discreet conversations. They whisper really loudly. And to compensate for whispering, they point. It's the whole discretion package. And she was talking about the woman who was sitting right beside me. "What's that woman wearing?" As this embarrassed mother slowly lowered her daughter's arm, she said, that's called a burqa." "Why is it black?" I don't know. "Do you think it's hot?" "Maybe." "Why is she wearing it?" Very embarrassed mother says, "Because of her religious beliefs." And the little girl just stops and really starts to think hard, so hard she screws her face up, she don't. After about a minute, she jumps up on a chair and says, "Is her religion ninja?" As the mother slowly lowers her daughter's arm, she said, "Well, look, not quite. No, not quite." And the entire waiting lounge was cracking up, They're trying very hard to look like they weren't, because they didn't quite work out if it was appropriate or not to do so. And I noticed that the lady beside me was laughing too, which is great. She's recognised the innocence and the humour of the situation, which is wonderful. And personally, I thought it was great too because I've never seen a ninja laugh before. Now, I didn't know they could. So, look, I'm just going to have to stop the show for a second. I just need to address an issue. It's something that's here. I can see it on all your faces, and I just want to clear it up first. Where did he get that t-shirt? Because I want one. And look, it's okay. I just want to let you know that envy is a perfectly normal human emotion, and it's fine to feel it. But I'm really sorry you can't have this t-shirt because very, very, very few people can wear this shade of yellow. And I'm going to be brutally honest. Thank you. It is true. I'm going to be brutally honest. There's only one of us here tonight who can do it. And it's this man here. His name's Peter. Peter, you're truly blessed. Thank you very much for lending me your t-shirt. If this goes well, I'm going to keep it. Is that okay? Great. Thank you very much. You're generous too, Peter. Fantastic. That's so good. Yes, I love reading people's inspirational quote tattoos. They're fantastic. They're quite often on a visible part of the body. They're often in a cursive font, you know, and they'll say impressive things like believe, trust in yourself, regret nothing. Which is really funny because life is chock full of regrets, you know. In fact, regret's one of the most important components that we have so that we don't make that same mistake again. And ironically, at the top of most people's list of regrets is getting a really shit tattoo. So, there we go. I've also been a bit stupid. I've been watching too much TV lately, and as a result, I've seen way too many ads for reality TV. Apparently, every episode of reality TV is unmissable, full of life-changing, earth-shattering events. You know, how will Brett and Diana recover from their catastrophic choice of tapware? What will Estelle do now she's forgotten to put the egg whites in her Szechuan pavlova? Can Blaze really steal a cup of immunity from Courtney during the slug eating challenge? Real life-changing shit like that, you know. And the more ads I saw, the more I thought about the massive gap between the haves and the have-nots on our planet, you know. And there's millions of people in the world who don't have access to the basics of life, like food and clean drinking water, or like medicine and sanitation. And worst of all, these people don't have access to reality TV. Like, I'll never know that Brett has redefined bathroom tapware and wowed the judges. And whole refugee camps won't have a clue how hard life's been for Estelle since the pavlova challenge. Like, this has been life-changing for her. She may never cook another pavlova again. Like, they need to know how hard it's been for her. And the whole groups of people will never know that immunity cup or not, if your name's Blaze, you're pretty much a complete tool. Complete tool. And I was doing this TV watching where I saw my very first episode of Love Island. Yeah, is there any Love Island fans in tonight? Yeah, no one ever admits to it, do they? Statistically, there's 3 of you here, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm now going to list all the reasons why I'm lining up to watch a second episode of Love Island. Yep, that's all of them. There we go. Coincidentally, that sound accurately describes the combined intellect of every contestant on Love Island too. Like, just shoot me now. If you haven't watched Love Island, which you all say you haven't, I'll let you know what happens. So it's set in a villa around a pool, you know, and on one side of the pool you've got all the women and they're named some version of Shaniqua or something like that. And they're hardly likely to say something, I think he really likes me, and my bikini's too small. But don't worry, the blokes are dumber. They're on the other side of the pool and they're named some version of Kane or Zane or fucking Blaze or something, you know. And they're likely to say, yeah, I go to the gym, I got these fucking sick tattoos. Very good, Kane, well done. Very unique. Tell me, Kane, what's 6 times 8? Wow. Well, that's not important, is it? That's not important? No, well, not to you, Kane. No, not at all. And like, I get it, you know, escapism's important. You know, escapism gives us the break from our busy lives. The pain that we feel, I don't know, probably working with stupid people, you know. And escapism's important. But if you engage in escapism, and then an hour later you're noticeably dumber, then, and That's not escapism, that's an audio-visual lobotomy. Which I believe is a much better name for Love Island. Much better name, yeah.
I might stop watching it.
Yeah, please do. I can't, so someone's got to. Yes, teaspoons? Yeah, that's not it. I just love seeing people's reaction to that, mate. You didn't top it tonight. My favourite so far is an old bloke. He was about 3 rows back and he already had his arms folded by this part in the show and he just goes, oh, fuck it. He started doing poetry already. So no, teaspoons, like where do they all disappear to? Like of all the kitchen cutlery, they disappear first and most often, you know. Like if you've got a full set of cutlery, like say 6 teaspoons, a month later you've got 5. A couple of months after that you've got 4, a month later 3, like do people eat them by mistake? Like, where do they go? Like I've known workplaces to drill a hole in the teaspoon and attach a chain and then screw the other end of that chain to a bench just to keep 1 teaspoon in a communal kitchen. When we got down to 3 teaspoons at my place, I thought, fuck, I've got to sort this out. And instead of going out to buy a full set of cutlery, I went to op shops. I thought, no worries, op shops. 7 op shops I went to, couldn't find a single fucking teaspoon. No one. But I do now know how we deal with kitchen cutlery. Yeah, the most popular and is non-existent is teaspoons. You won't find a single teaspoon in an op shop. Next most popular is the dessert spoon. There's a few of those. Clearly they're the next teaspoon substitute. Next you've got forks, and then finally there's bread and butter knives. There's shitloads of those around. It's almost like every time a teaspoon goes missing, a bread and butter knife clones itself. So by the time I got home, you know, after this failed op shop mission, we were down to 1 teaspoon. I think my kids must have eaten the other fucking 2. But anyway, there we go. And so I thought, right, our drastic times calls for drastic measures. So I took that teaspoon out to the shed, I drilled a hole in the handle of it, I attached a chain, and I brought it back in and I screwed it to the bench. That fucker's not getting away. No way, if the kids do swallow it, I can just fish it back in. You know, so keep it there. Yes. Stupid things that happen. We overuse words. Champion is a word that gets pretty much thrown around a fair bit these days. Like big companies will have a brand champion. Charities will have a champion to give themselves some more legitimacy. And we even got a champion at work. This lady sent out an email to everyone at work. Yeah, I know, yeah. Just, sorry, Marty, you're a bit traumatised by this. Okay, well, I just need you to take some deep breaths. It's a dangerous space. Just like come back in. Everyone understands it. Yeah, so she sent out an email describing herself as a flexibility champion. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. It's federal government I work for. Yes. If you hadn't picked that up, yeah, that's right. And don't worry, this didn't mean she was doing 6 hours of yoga beside her desk every day. No. She was telling us how we can achieve a much better work-life balance by working flexible hours. And then she just proceeded to send all of her emails at 4 a.m. It didn't quite work for me anyway. But look, I've got a few problems with this. First thing is that you just can't call yourself a champion. Like that's like giving yourself a nickname, and that's one of the most un-Australian things you could ever do. And if you do that, I think you should be mocked mercilessly until the day you die. The other thing is that the term champion needs to be reserved for true champions, not dickheads who send emails at 4 a.m. Like Farlap, champion. Don Bradman, Dawn Fraser, champions. A child who unprompted brings you an ice-cold beer after a long, hard day at work is a fucking little champion. So there we go. That's the one we like. Yes. Look, my name's Gary. It's Tegan did know you before. It's first thing you get when people say, "Are you 1R or 2Rs?" And I say, "Look, I'm 2Rs, but I answer to both." That's fine. And look, Gary's not a very popular name. In fact, it's there's some studies that show that Gary will be extinct in the very near future. Yeah, look, that's okay. That's okay. I'm all right. Like, look, it's hardly a fucking woke name, is it? You know? Doesn't have some like ancient traditional characteristic to it, you know. It's all nasal, Gary. Like that's it. It's all from up here, you know. Like if Gary was a name, like it'd be a one-hit wonder name, and not one of those good one-hit wonders. One of those shit one-hit wonders from the 70s too, you know. And I often think like if the name Gary was a band, its biography would read something similar to the following. The name Gary burst onto the scene in the 70s with his unique sound from his double and single consonant spelling. The pronunciation was amazing. Here, you be the judge. 1R, Gary. 2Rs, Gary. Exactly, massive difference. Gary's popularity came from his capacity for nicknames, of which there were thousands. Some of the most popular were Gaz, Gazman, Gazza. There was the creative Orgasmo and Gasmatron. And it also led itself to prefixes and suffixes. Some of the best prefixes were Big Gaz, Little Gaz, Tracy's Gaz, etc. But Gary's single greatest capacity for popularity was his capacity for nasal pronunciation, the likes of which the Australian public hadn't seen before. Here are some great examples in the real world. Gary, where the fuck has that kid got to now? Do you know why you're in the principal's office, Gary? Do you? Huh? Farting on a fellow student's head during an English exam. Ring any bells, does it? Gary, are you listening to me, Gary? Over here, Gary. Saved your seat, Gary. I really like Gary. Just all through the nose, you know. And one of the true things that as Gary shot to popularity, you know, he fell quite quickly, you know. The name disappeared, displaced by modern names, but somehow had more nasal pronunciation than Gary. Yes, this was the age of Shane, Wayne, Gavin, Darren, and Craig. Like a single candle blown out by the winds of change, Gary commenced his inevitable divide and demise. R.I.P. Gary. It was good while it lasted. But a little warning out there to all the Shanes, Waynes, Gavins, Darrens, and Craigs. Be very careful. Death comes to all nasally pronounced names. Yes. So I also find there's some students.
Gary.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. It's Q&A. Great. Thank you. Yeah. Yes. Take your time.
They have named the $1 million fish Gary. Did you know that?
Well, he'll be dead soon, won't he?
Absolutely dead.
But worth $1 million. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, it's a value. Short-term value, though. Just like a one-hit wonder.
You know.
Yeah.
One answer.
Right. No, is it a 1R or a 2R Gary? Oh, okay, there we go. Right, yeah. Let's go. Yeah, thanks so much. That's great. Yeah. That's great. Any more questions? Well, so, thank you very much, Reba. It's very good. Wonderful. Everyone did enjoy it, so that was good. Yeah. If it had been a shit question and no one laughed, we would have been in trouble, wouldn't we? That's right. Yes. Some of the other stupid shit that I find is online. Like I've been getting right into the gig economy. Does everyone know what the gig economy is? It's basically an online marketplace where you can buy all sorts of services. My favourite gig economy website is fiverr.com, and my favourite section within fiverr.com is mystical practices. A real value for money section where you can buy astrological forecasts and horoscope analysis, and my favourite, spellcasting. Forget credible services with tangible outcomes like marketing or website design or even software creation. Invest heavily in mystical practices that have absolutely no verifiable outcomes. That's right. Yes, you too can purchase a spell that'll make you rich. You can purchase a spell that'll make you famous. You can purchase a spell that'll get you that dream job. You can purchase a spell that'll make you irresistible to your ex. You can even purchase a spell that'll protect you from dark magic. Isn't that so good? And I shit you not, pay between $60 and $200 to a witch or wizard of your choice who will cast a spell protecting you from dark magic. The financial equivalent of, of fucking burning money, pretty much, yeah, that's right. Or as Doubtful69 said in the chat room on the website, like I said before, everyone, spend only as much money on a spell as you're willing to flush down the toilet, which I think is very good advice. But I'm here to tell you that's not the best spell on the website. No, there's one better. It's the competitively priced $200 spell, which when cast, cancels out the effects of all previously cast spells. When I saw that, I just thought, there it is. That's the stupid will kill us. There's nothing to it. Like, imagine being so dumb that if you didn't think you were dumb enough in the first place, you'd double down, spend some more money, or improve it. Like, fuck me, that's just so good, isn't it? Oh. And it's that sort of stuff that, like, I feel like it ages me a bit. Yeah, I've got a good mate who turned 45 recently, and that basically just means he's used up the best half of being 90. Yeah. From now, it's just a gradual decline into joint failure, incontinence and dementia. Yeah. It's not much fun, is it? No. But look, in the future, you know, when his knee gives way and he shits himself in public, the good side is that he won't remember a thing about it. But, and the federal government, the health department of the federal government is sending out letters to everyone who turns 45 to inform them that they have indeed turned 45. And there's a whole lot of health issues that they might be facing. Yeah, it's great, isn't it? The letter said it's important to inform all people, all Australians, of health issues they may come across in an effort to create healthier Australians. It's a pretty shit strategy, isn't it? Like, every 45-year-old I know has a whole lot of health issues they've collected all by themselves. They don't need the federal government letting them know that they could be suffering from a heart issue, you know, or liver or kidney dysfunction, or a raft of mental health issues, you know. And it totally backfired with my mate too, because as soon as he got the letter, he became severely depressed. He started drinking a shitload more than he normally would, and he took up smoking. So, healthier Australians, there you go. Yes. I worry about about turning into my parents. Does anyone here worry about turning into their parents? Yes, yeah, thank you. Yeah, this bit's for you, I hope you're fine. And I've been keeping a good eye on my parents, and it's not looking fucking good. No, not at all. It's the little things they say that are the problems, you know, like Dad went to hospital a little while ago, caught COVID. He was having a separate procedure called COVID, but it's okay, he was asymptomatic, so they sent him home to isolate at home. And look, he sitting in the room, I gave him a call and said, "How you going, Dad?" He goes, "Oh, it's all right, it's okay, I just gotta have a bloody test every morning for over a week, gotta have a bloody test. What's it called? Gotta have one of those bloody tests, what's it called? I gotta have a bloody pap smear test every morning." Just going, "Holy fuck, Dad." Because I was just like traumatised, you know, massively traumatised. And I don't remember anything of the rest of that conversation. And all I know is that about 10 minutes later I was talking to Mum. And she's pretty pissed off too, because Mum and Dad aren't anti-vaxxers, but they don't go for that isolation and mask wearing and social distancing shit. They think it's all rubbish. You know, everyone should just stop, cut out this rubbish. So anyway, Mum's, "I gotta serve your father hand and foot, I've gotta make meals, I can't go into the room, and you know what?" And I was just about to say, "I think you better have a chat to Dad. He's a bit confused about what the test called." She goes, "Do you know what? I'm gonna have a bloody test every morning too, yeah. I'm gonna have a bloody pap smear too, every morning." Well, that's where he's got it from, you know. And so I'm double traumatised, you know. I've got this mental image of my mum and dad in gowns, you know, legs up in stirrups, you know, and a very confused doctor holding a speculum, you know, saying, "Are these two here back again?" And the nurse says, "Yes, they've walked in every morning this week." So, you know, by the end of that, like, Mum's pissed off, I'm traumatised, and we still don't know whether they've got COVID or not, but we are fucking going to know for sure if they've got cervical cancer. So I was having a bit of trouble. I've had trouble getting tradies to do work for me. Does anyone else have that? For many years, I've spent a lot of time trying to get tradies to do work for me, and I struggle a lot. So much so that I've created this rule. It's called 831. Whenever I'm dealing with a tradie, I call 8. I actually speak to 3. One of them turns up to give me a quote, but not at the time or the day that we arranged. So I go, "Well, why are they so hard to pin down? You know, are they working on some sort of anti-work roster? You know, international anti-work roster?" And I started to really think about tradies, you know, and sort of what makes them tick. You know, and it's more than just a love of joining wood with nails, you know, or installing a ceiling fan, you know, or I'm just enjoying a fully functional toilet. You know, to be a full-blown tradie, a top-notch tradie, you've got to possess some really important skills, some key skills. And I've picked all these up. And so what I've done is I've written this little sort of guide to being a tradie, and I'm going to share it with you now. So this is the full guide to unlock your trading potential. So like, first thing is never answer your phone. Just fucking avoid it at all. Just constantly, yeah. If perchance, by accident, you do answer your phone as a customer, they'll highly likely be saying, "Oh mate, I've been trying to ring you for days. What's been going on? You've been avoiding my calls." As a tradie, you must gaslight the fuck out of this person. "Nah mate, not me. No missed calls on my phone. You must have called someone else. There's heaps of Sparkies in Darwin. Wasn't me." Ensure poor communication right from the get-go. That will help you out much more in the future. If perchance, as a trader, you give in to the customer's humbug, you'll be at their house, assessing the job. Pause for long periods of time saying nothing. Then, put your hand on your forehead, push it up to the top of your head, pushing your hat back, scratch the top of your head whilst breathing sharply in through your teeth. Then breathe out slowly, swearing on that breath. Oh, fuck. This will create tension, which the customer won't be able to cope with. They'll very quickly say, so how much do you think it's going to cost? As a tradie, dream up a number that even scares you. And deliver it without any sort of confirmation. 1,500, maybe? Watch the customer. If they don't flinch, immediately double the number. Look back to the job, pause, and look for things that you can justify the increasing costs. Now's a really good time to criticise the previous tradies' work that they've done. Oh mate, that's fucked. All that there? Yeah, that's not to spec. None of that's to spec. Yeah, I don't know what clown you had in here before, mate, but he's done the wrong job there. That's not even attached. See that? Yeah, fuck. Deliver the number. 3.5 minimum, I reckon, mate. Yeah. It's highly likely from this point on, the customer won't want to speak to you ever again. So take that, go home, produce a quote, and deliver it to the customer. A quote that contains a number. Here we go. Quote that contains a number that's likely to bring on a myocardial infarction. If you've done your job properly, that customer will never speak to you again, and you should congratulate yourself for being the best trader you possibly can. If by some weird turn of events the customer actually accepts the quote, they'll be humbugging you about when you can start. Again, don't reply to any emails and don't answer your phone. One time you do answer your phone, be vague. Let them know how busy you are and how important you are. Also, how you couldn't possibly get to them for weeks, maybe months, without committing to anything. Hang up. Turn up at the customer's place 6:30 the following Monday morning. And when the bleary-eyed customer's standing at their front door questioning your request to do the job right now, be sure you let them know that, hey mate, I don't know when or if I can be back to do this job, and always finish off with the line, you want me to do the job, don't you? Customers will cave every time. They'll completely rearrange their life to accommodate for your lack of planning. Immediately start unpacking all your shit really loudly. First thing, worksite radio. Volume maximum, tune till the bottom of the FM. Because everyone in the suburb loves hearing Nickelback at 6:30 in the morning. Yeah, all right. If the job involves long lengths of steel, move them 3 to 4 times around the customer's yard. Eventually put them somewhere outside their bedroom window, and when you're putting them down, don't ever bend the knees, just drop from the hip onto each loose steel. The suburb will love the sound of that. As soon as you've got the steel there, immediately start cutting the steel into lengths with a cut-off saw, because that sound piercing through Darwin suburbs tells everyone that the customer's having renovations, and they'll be really popular. The other thing to do is when you're setting up your equipment in the customer's yard, be sure to do it in the most inconvenient location. I find in the driveway's the best, quite often behind the customer's car. Right. And then a few minutes later, when they come out looking confused, saying, I've got to get to work, can I get my car out please? Look really pissed off. Slowly move your equipment out of the way, but say under your breath, this is going on the fucking invoice, mate. During the course of the job, you'll create some rubbish. The rubbish that you create, you should drop immediately at your feet and not give it another thought. Remember, you're a tradie, you're doing a job. Don't ever acknowledge the broom or the dustpan or the rubbish bin that the customer's left out. Because as far as the tradie's concerned, once it's rubbish, it's invisible. When you finish the job, just pack up your own stuff and leave. Remember the tradie mantra, they called you, you did the job, what's the problem? On the completion of the job, submit an invoice to the customer with a number much higher than the quote that you gave them. When they question it, say, oh mate, I ran into a few problems along the way, but I fixed it, what's the problem? They'll pay it, they always do. They never want to go to court. Then the other important thing during all of this, to be the full spectrum trader you've got to be, is you've got to have unwavering confidence, bordering on arrogance. The customer expects it and will lose faith in you unless you're condescending to them at all times. One way to practice this and get it right is to bring that condescension into your own life. Because as mainstream media says, ladies love a tradie. And don't worry, tradies are the most important thing in life. And ladies, I can agree. I can totally agree. Like, why wouldn't you love a man who never answers his phone? Turns up at random times, if at all, gaslights you, makes a massive mess and then fucks off before it needs to get cleaned up. Like, that's a catch. Tradies are a catch. Remember, tradies are the most important people in the world. So if you can adhere to all of that, I believe you can be a complete tradie. So if there are, this is normally time I check, are there any tradies in the room? No, there's a bloke staring at me here. No, he's not a tradie. So no tradies in the room? Alright, no worries. Well, if there are, please don't be offended. I'm just tapping into your true senses. Yes. Look, I find a few problems in life as well. I look after my friend's dog, and that causes me a few problems. Firstly, the dog's a Chihuahua. The Chihuahuas are small, overconfident, and very yappy, which pretty much makes them fucking annoying. Yeah. Chihuahuas aren't necessarily a dog per se. They're like a painful fact of life, like hangovers, or taxation, or boy bands, you know. Things that exist that you really, really wish didn't, you know. Oh, I'm sorry, is there a Chihuahua fan in the room? Oh no! I'm so sorry, this is just my opinion, so it's okay. The other thing that causes me a lot of problems with the Chihuahua though is when a straight, white, single middle-aged man walks a Chihuahua on a lead around his suburb. It paints a picture that in my case is inaccurate. I just saw that bloke from 3 doors down walking a Chihuahua. Who, Gary? I didn't know he was gay. Fucking is now. So I walk this dog, Bubbles, at night. And I'm sure as hell don't use its name in public. I also have some troubles. Look, I'm sorry, I really hope I didn't offend you there. Do lots of people give you shit about Chihuahuas?
No.
Oh, okay, right. You just feel very strongly about Chihuahuas? Oh, okay, you do, yeah. Look, I mean no harm to Chihuahuas.
Okay.
It's
I'm
about...
not a guy, so
Yeah,
I'm
see-
gay when I walk.
Yeah, see, the joke is about me. It's about people thinking I'm gay because it's a Chihuahua, that's all. Yeah. I hope that's okay. Yeah, no, sorry. I'm going to start talking about my son playing sport now, so I hope you're okay with that. Okay, beauty. I watch my son play sport. Yeah, well, here we go. That's right. You might hate this sport. No, I watch my son play basketball, and look, don't worry. This isn't going to turn into a my son's amazing at sport bit, because when it comes to sport, he's pretty shit at it, actually. He lacks that real killer instinct, you know, when going for the ball, you know. Like, if his opponent so much as snarls, he goes, look, you have the ball, I'll just defend. You know? And look, it's cool, he gets that from me. So it's my fault, you know, because whenever I played AFL or soccer or basketball or something, you know, they were fucking animals. The people I was on were animals. There was knees and fists and spitting and elbows, and it's like their whole quest was to get the ball and hurt me in the process, you know. Occasionally, when the ball was in dispute, my opponent would say something brilliant, like, get fucked up. And it's normally about this point where I go, you know what, how about you have the ball? You know, like, clearly you want it way more than me. And it's apparent you've given up your entire education for moments like this. And who am I to crush your hopes and dreams, you know? So you have the ball, you know? Yeah, and look, I'm surprised my son plays sport at all, you know? He's way happier reading and rereading the entire Harry Potter series, you know? And it was his first sport, AFL, that indicated that he was not very good at sport at all. Because for the first 2 games, he spent the entire game like miles away from the play, all by himself, seemingly chasing some imaginary object. And it was about half time in the 3rd game, and I thought, fuck, I better sort this shit out. So I pulled him aside and said, hey mate, how are you enjoying footy? Oh, I love it, Dad. It's great. Good, fantastic. So mate, just to confirm, your team has to kick the most goals and the most points to win. So you could help them do that by kicking a goal, or maybe even just going for the ball, you know. That's not the only way to win a game of footy, Dad. Really? Fuck it, this is going to be good. How else do you win a game of footy, mate? Well, I've been playing Quidditch. And when I catch the snitch, we win. And I was shocked. I was still shocked, you know, like for a couple of minutes. It took me a while, and by the time I gathered myself, I thought, fuck, they have really changed the rules of kids' footy, haven't they? Like, massively. Yes. And look, as well as being dad, I'm single. And when I first became single, my friends were pretty supportive, you know, they were pretty good. They said, oh, look, you'll be right, Gary. You'll find someone. It'll be fine. You'll find someone. I had some other friends who were like super supportive, and they said stuff like, you're gonna fucking clean up, mate. You're just gonna clean up. It's gonna be great. You're gonna clean up. Fantastic. And I just thought, wow, thank you. That's great. I can't wait to clean up. And I can confirm, after quite a few years of being single, I have not cleaned up at all.
Did you got rid of the beard?
In fact, well, possibly, but I can describe being single. I've cleaned up so little that I can describe being single with 5 nouns and 1 analogy. And the first is preparation. That's where you specifically go out to buy a packet of condoms because you want to be prepared to clean up, I suppose. The next is indecision. It's where you're standing in the store saying, do I buy the pack of 10 or do I buy the pack of 20? Optimism sees you arrive home with a packet of 20 condoms. A little while later, skepticism kicks in. You wonder when to get to use just one of those 20 condoms. Until finally, pessimism takes you back to the store where you bought them, saying very loudly to a disinterested employee, I disagree. An unopened packet deserves a full refund. So that's how exciting my life's been. It's been great. And look, a part of that as well, I think, the reason I'm single is I stopped drinking a couple of years ago. I developed an allergy to alcohol. The result being, after I have 1 drink, I get like a 2-week headache. Yeah, it's shit. Like, I didn't want to drink for Australia, you know, but I just I didn't mind a beer here and there. But anyway, like it's pretty shit. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to deal with this the Australian way. I'm going to drink my way through it. So I gave that a crack, and funnily enough, that didn't work. So I thought, all right, surely it must be diet. Diet must be doing this. So I tried every diet I could possibly think of. I went gluten-free, dairy-free, egg-free, sugar-free, soy-free, taste-free. I tried vegan, paleo, 0 carbs, partial fasting. And funnily enough, none of that worked either. But I did manage to create thousands of tasteless, spirit-crushing meals, you know. Each one a new invitation to just end it all, you know, just end it right there, you know. Until finally I gave in and I stopped drinking and the headaches went away. And look, that's okay. But I didn't realise how much of an impact it was going to have on other people. Because in Australia, unless you are a child, pregnant, or fucking dead, you drink. And if you don't, we'll have fucking something to say about it. Thank you very much. Here are the 3 biggest responses I got when I told people I don't drink. The first one, denial. Nah, mate, nah, here, I've got this beer for you. Get this one stuck in you, there's another one coming, you're in that shout. Once you have that 3rd one, you'll be fine, mate. You'll be fine. And you'll find that this thing, the allergy, it's all in your head. It's all bullshit. Like, that's the same logic as walking up to someone in a wheelchair and saying, apparently you need this to get around. Well, I reckon that's bullshit, mate. Stand up for me. Yep, left foot forward, then right, left, right, and you'll be walking, mate. This whole severe smiling thing going on about, that's bullshit, mate. Fucking bullshit. The next response, I guess, is the non-verbal state of shock. It's all just facial expressions and loud exhales. So, and this goes on for quite a while, and then they just piss right off. You know? Because they're convinced what I've got's contagious. And the final response is the nervous laugh followed by the cascading apology. And it's a serious apology, you know, like I've lost a limb or a loved one, you know. Oh fuck mate, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. Oh shit mate. How are you? 1 drink? Oh my god mate, that is just terrible. Shit, oh my god. Fuck, how do you live? Fuck, this is just shit. You know? So, in an effort not to cause other people pain and suffering, I've completely changed the way I tell people that I don't drink. And it's been massively successful. Massively successful. So now, when someone says, hey Gary, why don't you drink? I pause, and I smile, and I bite my bottom lip, and I sort of rock from side to side, and the whole time I'm just gently rubbing my tummy. And I say, I can't drink because I'm pregnant. And amazingly, everyone's fine with that. So there we go. That's right. I mean, I don't know if they're ever going to expect me to give birth, but anyway, we'll just keep going with that. Yeah. Look, the other part of my life, it's a bit dangerous. It is dangerous too, is I've entered the dinner party stage of my life. Has anyone else entered the dinner party stage of their life? Yeah, dinner parties are a bit scary because they're essentially the lure of a free meal, with a very real chance you'll be sitting beside an obscure person with obscure interests who loves to talk. I listen to podcasts, and as a result, I've said no to gluten, and I just feel so. I'm feeling so. Instinctively, I started offering suggestions. Hungry? Tired? Confused? No, I feel so justified. I feel justified. And I thought, oh, yeah, that's about right. You seem a bit fucking obnoxious. You know, that's right. And a bit of a tip from the top, if you enter the dinner party stage of your life and you're not switched on, then look out. Because you'll end up hosting way more dinner parties than you actually get invited to. And that's a problem these days, because quite a few people who attend dinner parties have elected to have dietary requirements. Not out of any actual real need, say for example when they eat dairy their arse explodes. No. They've elected. Thanks Brian, there we go. They've elected to have dietary requirements, you know. Which is like fine, but unless it's a real problem if you're actually catering for this dinner party. It's a real problem, you know. Like I get it, you know. Electing to have dietary requirements is new, it's exciting, it's usually sort of making a bit of a statement about yourself. But when you do have to cater for a dinner party, you know, it's really fucking annoying. Almost exactly like an overindulged, attention-seeking child is really annoying, you know. Thankfully, they don't come to dinner parties. But overindulged, attention-seeking adults, they're fucking all over dinner parties. So that's where it goes. But I still had to cater for this dinner party. So I did my research and I found seemingly hundreds of recipes. Did you know you can make bread out of a mix of corn flour and rice flour? You can make a mud cake out of avocado and flaxseed. You can even make spaghetti out of certain vegetables that you grate with this special grater. Yeah, like it's shitloads more work. You know, it doesn't quite taste the same. It takes fucking forever, you know. But it does tick those dietary requirement boxes. Like it's great, you know. Like you could do all that, or you could do what I did. And I went out and I looked high and low for quite a long time, and I found myself a whole lot of new friends. And that's worked well, you know, and it's actually pretty good, you know, because since then, medical science has since proven that if you elect to have dietary requirements, your body changes just slightly physiological change. And from that point on, it completely rejects and repels all forms of friendship. So, yes, so I'm just going to tell you one more story. I'm going to finish off, and it starts off a bit cryptic. It's, the stupid will kill us. There's nothing surer. Just consider their raw decision-making power and their sheer numbers. The human race doesn't stand a chance. Said the homeless man sitting beside me wearing 3 jackets. And the first thing I thought is, fuck me, that is way too heavy for a number 4 bus on a Saturday afternoon. But to be fair, you know, Darwin buses do create some pretty fucked up situations. You know, anyone here travel on Darwin buses? No bus. Oh, okay. Well, I hope this goes well. I travel on buses now and then just to meet the stupid people, and and they do produce some pretty crazy situations. So much so that I've started writing a new slogan for them. They haven't taken it up yet, but I hope they do. And that slogan is Darwin Bus. We'll get you there with you wondering what the fuck just happened. But look, I couldn't stop thinking about what the homeless guy said to me now. Like, the stupid will kill us because ignorance is bliss. Like, I've never been happier than when I'm ignorant of bad things happening around me. And the alternative to ignorance is to think. And you will never meet a happy thinker. Like, you'll never meet a thinker say, oh, look, I'm so happy. I have complete faith in every elected member of our parliament. You'll never meet a thinker who says, oh, our reaction to climate change is perfectly adequate. We're in for a bright future. And you will never meet a thinker say, how fucking good is reality TV? Gotta love maths. Gotta love maths. Just to give you an idea of how many stupid people are out there, I need you all to do a little exercise for me. I just want you to sit here now and think of someone you know who is of average intelligence. Just middle of the road, average intelligence. Just get that person in your mind. I'll give you a minute or two. Okay. Everyone got someone? Yeah? If you can't think of anyone, it's probably you. That's okay. That's fine. It's not a problem. We're not about shaming anyone here. It's fine. It's okay. Understand that 50% of the population is dumber than the person you're thinking of. Sure puts some shit in perspective, doesn't it? Yeah. Like, I now know why Maths was a television show and was on for 10 seasons. I know why calls to Triple O skyrocket every time Facebook goes down. I now know why people walk into a supermarket, go up to the delicatessen and say, yeah, can I buy some meat? No? Okay, right, yeah. I know exactly why in between 2011 and 2017, 253 people died taking selfies. Yeah, it's a sobering fact, isn't it? Yeah. I know why particular educational institutions will employ people to teach certain components of their course who describe themselves as thought leaders and mental nutritionists. Now, I shit you not, my boss did a management course and he had to do a couple of sections and taught by people who describe themselves as thought leaders and mental nutritionists. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck they are, but anyway, somehow they got a job. And I now understand why my friend had a really tough time trying to convince her entire extended family that worser is not a word. And it was her cousin who gave this rock solid argument. He said, yeah, you know when you get a flat tire, that's worse. But if it starts raining, that's worser. You know, the big problem wasn't his eloquently put watertight argument. It was the fact that her entire extended family supported him. They stood behind him and said, yeah, what he said. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, good on, yeah, game, set and match, yeah. Just imagine that. Like, what could be worser? Maybe, I don't know, like maybe it could be something like dementia. Because dementia is basically brand new adventures all day, every day. My name's Gary O'Sullivan. Thank you very much for coming out.
Back to the black music. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, Gary O'Sullivan! Wonderful, tall, handsome, intelligent. Love your work, Gary. You're a legend. Hey, speaking of legends, you guys are all legends as well for spending your Friday night with us here at Top Floor. Can we please get a massive round of applause for Rusty Rhubarb, Brian Clark, Gary O'Sullivan, each and every one of you for coming out tonight. My name's Tina Hughes. Thank you so much for being here.